Hi, it's Peter Adefioye from Success Talks. Joining me today, we have Diahanne Rhiney.
Hey!
How you doing?
Very well.
Good. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your background and what do you do?
My name's Diahanne Rhiney, and what do I do? I'm a publicist. That's what I do. But I'm also a psychologist. But my main thing, what I'm known for, and my passion, and what I started in, was public relations. And then I wanted to really deal with individual brands and build them up, and that's why I only look after individuals now. I enjoy being a publicist and I enjoy watching people grow. From a very young age, I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know what it was called, but I knew I liked brands. I always asked questions like, why did you buy Kellogg's over another brand? My mum would look at me like, why are you asking those questions? But I was just always curious. So I knew I was going to go into marketing. My father was quite famous when we were growing up as a boxer. So we went from being totally unknown to known. And I say I'm unusual because I've written about people, but I remember being written about. So I know both sides, how it feels. I used to think, God, if I was a publicist back then, I wouldn't have allowed this to happen. Those are key things that happened in my life what made me think I definitely want to do something in the media. I don't think we realise how important media is, and it can have a positive effect and it can have a negative effect.
What would you say in regards to PR has been your biggest or harshest lesson that you've managed to still overcome, that people should sort of avoid?
I think it's you have to be honest. And if you don't want it out there, don't talk it or don't do it. You just all have to be more aware. The internet is powerful. And what you say today it will be global. Wow. Not even the next day, within seconds it's global,
Wow. That's true.
Unfortunately. So I tend to do campaigns with a social issue. I'm not into fluffiness, and I don't apologise for that. It's just not who I am. So you have to have a story. And if you've got a story, I'm interested.
That's interesting. And I mean, quite a touchy subject. But when you were on LinkedIn, you spoke about being raped actually much younger and understanding the struggles and navigating through this in terms of the struggles of life in general. And what exactly did you mean by that? And how did you overcome such a situation?
I've had to learn bad things happen to good people. I think for many years I felt not ashamed, but felt like, was there something I did? Or did I do something wrong? And I'll be honest, for a long time I felt like damaged goods, I had a real issue. And it wasn't actually until I got married that I realised, do you know what, I need help. Because I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my family. My gynecologist became my counsellor, my best friend. And people say, why didn't you say? One, it was somebody who we knew, the family knew. But more so, it was because I thought, this person is not going to destroy my life. And I knew if I told my dad or any of my uncles, they would probably end up in prison. And I thought, no, you are not going to destroy my life. Looking back, would I advise my twins not to say nothing? Probably not. Do I regret my decision? No, I do not. I don't regret my decision at all. But it's made me...
Why don't you regret your decision?
Because my family and I had a great life. We're a very, very close family. It would have destroyed us. Wow. It would have destroyed us. My dad is one of these people that until he takes his last breath, his kids are his heart. And, for him to, know that somebody hurt one of his children, it would have been too much for him. So no, I don't regret my decision.
What would you advise people who may be going through similar situations or something different that is quite hard to talk about? Because as you mentioned, it took you quite a while to come out.
It took me, I was 18. I didn't tell my mum until I was in my 30s. It was a long
must have
time.
Affected you seriously, though.
I can't be a hypocrite. I wouldn't tell. I personally chose not to tell, and I can't change that. Do you know what I mean? But if they can, I would say report them. I think people like that should be named and shamed. And that's the bottom line.
Talk to us also about your domestic violence campaign and how that, for instance, will differ or build upon people like Baroness Scotland's.
Well, it hasn't launched yet, and I'm really, really excited. It's something I've wanted to do for a number of years. For many reasons, to be honest. I feel like I've had such a bad life, but I've had an amazing life, really. But 5 years ago, my partner at the time decided, when I said I didn't want to be with them anymore, they decided to say, okay, you don't want to be with me, I'm going to try and kill you. He took a gun and pointed it at my head and then decided to try to strangle me to death. You know, I'm here to tell the tale, and I got away, and I think I was traumatised for a long while. Once again, I go into this, I'm not a victim mode, I'm a survivor mode. I had good friends at the time. It wasn't until the next day I looked in the mirror and, you know, your neck's got bruising and you're thinking, this really, really happened. And I think why I want to do this campaign, which is called Swim, Strength Within Me. It's about telling people to swim deep, swim far, swim beyond. There's nothing within you can't achieve. And a lot of the campaigns deal with the symptoms. I want to deal with the cause.
Okay.
I want to say, where does this come from? I want to educate 7-year-olds about respecting one another. Why is it that figures in regards to the younger generation think it's okay when their boyfriend hits them? Why? I don't know. But these are the sorts of things I want to really get into the real skin of it. You know, people don't understand how many women die a day. It is horrendous. And it doesn't just affect women, men, you know, same-sex relationships. It is not okay. But we live in a society, unfortunately, that is accepting of it. Even if I save one person or get people to really look at the situation and say, I want to make a difference, I'll be happy.
And what would you say has been your proudest moment thus far? As of today, what has been Diahanne Rhiney's proudest moment?
This is going to sound so weird. My proudest moment was speaking at my mum's funeral. And it was really strange. You'd think, what's strange? Out of all the things I could pick, why would I pick that? You know, with funerals, you don't know who's going to attend. And I walked into a church with over 1,000 people. And I looked around this church and I thought, wow, this is legacy. And I stood up. I was the only one of my mum's friends came over from Florida and did her eulogy, but other than that, nobody else spoke but me. And I remember saying, this would be my hardest speech. And it was, and it wasn't. It was easy to talk about my mum because she was an amazing woman. And I said, nobody talked about what house she lived in, what car she drove, how educated she was. They talked about the impact, the amazing positive impact she had on another person's life. So to me, that speech was my proudest moment.
What would you like people to remember of Diahanne Rhiney?
Do you know what? I came, I laughed, I lived, I tried. I tried to impact on another human being. But you know what? To me, that's what life really is. People talk about success, and this is called Success Talks, and I thought about this. I thought, what does success really mean? One, it's subjective. You know what success is to me? I can turn on my tap and I have fresh water. I have a choice that if my twins want to go to a private school or the state school, I can make that choice. That's what success means to me. It means that I can help the causes that I believe in. It's about choice. And it's about, you know, I do have freedom of speech. That's success to me. I live in a world where I have freedom of speech, and I encourage anybody to have that. So success to me is probably quite basic. You know, it really is that I go to bed and I sleep in a bed and I wake up, you know, nourished, watered. It's the basic things in life. You know what, watching the twins laugh, watching my family happy, oh, it gives me so much joy.
Would you say the 3 keys to success are?
I think always integrity, always being true to yourself and true to other people. Your word is your bond, and I mean that in every sense of the word. People must, I just think you must everything you do, you leave a signature, and that's your signature, and that's what you're going to be remembered by. And be good at what you do, believe in what you do, and enjoy what you do.
Who were your mentors growing up, and who do you look up to now?
You know, it's interesting. My mentors are was my mum, and in some ways she still is. Her sayings, like I remember one of her sayings, and as I get older, you know, when you're young, you think, what's she talking about? Chuck, don't know what she's talking about. But you know what? Boy, are those sayings true.
Yeah.
I remember one of hers is, the higher the monkey climb, the more you bat he exposed. And you know what a true saying that is.
Talk to me about it. Explain that to me.
The higher you climb, the more your business is out there.
Yeah.
So live right.
I love that, you know.
You love it, but at the time you're looking at her thinking, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And as she used to say, Dappy know to frighten. I'd be like, who? Dappy? Like,
Dappy?
Ghost.
Okay.
And it's true, it says that when you walk into a room, when you're insecure, people sense that. When you're fearful, people sense that.
Yeah.
Walk with purpose. Do you know what I mean? Walk with purpose.
Were there certain times in your life where you genuinely felt, I can't do this anymore? Like people called you crazy, you've had major setbacks or failures?
Never. I'm not one to ever sort of give up. You know, to me,
had self-doubt as well.
Self-doubt? No, because my mum said, if you can't go over, you can't go under, go around. I think there's always a way. I think you have, for me, I can talk for myself that I have low points where you think, God, this is difficult.
Yeah.
But not to the point where I think I can't succeed.
And you work with a lot of young people in particular as well.
I do. I love young people.
Yeah. And which young people do you look up to and why?
I admire my twins, but one in particular, she's disabled, she has cerebral palsy, because they were very premature. And a lot of the doctors didn't think she would make it, said she wouldn't walk, she wouldn't talk, she wouldn't do lots of things. She is in a wheelchair and can't walk unaided, but a lot of things she talk very well. And even the thing they said she'd be in nappies all her life, and I said, you know what, we're going to work on this. So I took her to meditation classes for young children, and I said, listen, you're going to become one with your body. They say that you can't feel when you want to go toilet, but we're going to zone out everybody, and you're going to become so one with your body that you're going to sense when you want to go toilet. She's not in nappies, she hasn't been in nappies for 3-4 years.
Wow.
And the doctor said, what have you done? I said, the mind is powerful.
Yeah.
I set up things in my house so that she can be as able-bodied as she wants to be. I know her limitations, but she pushes herself. She said, I want to be like you. I'm gonna do it, she says, you know. And like we had a chat when she was at nursery, they had a charity bike race, and it was far. And I said, I don't know if you can do it. She had a little specialist bike, and she said, I can, you're gonna watch me.
Wow.
And everybody did about 12 laps. She did 5, but I tell you, I cried when I saw her pass the thing, my little heart. And she was like, I told you I could do it. You know, when I look at her as a young person, she's 7, she just defies everything.
How do you stay motivated? How do you keep motivated? How do you get that inner strength?
I look at the twins, I look at my nephews, I look at the generation, the younger generation, and think, I have to be strong and motivated, because long after I've gone, I want them to have a little bit more of an easier life, to pave the way to a certain point for them. It's Kevin Spacey's who said, you know, you must send the lift back down. And I love that. I wish I'd come up with it. I just love it. If I'm one step ahead, I want to send the elevator down so somebody can go even above the same floor I'm on. Do you know what I mean? It means collective thinking. We too much is singular. We think in the singular. I don't. Everything I think about is in the collective. Because once again, that is what success means. And strength. You know, when you put loads of sticks together, you can't break them. The one you can break. And I just think, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened in general. I don't know what's happened to us as a people. We're not collective anymore. We're singular. As an individual, you can't change the world. As a unit, you can achieve so much. And I always say to people, you know, be careful, because the same people you meet going up are the same people you meet coming down. And as my mum said, we are gonna go in one box. So this, you know, so your box might be a little bigger, a little smaller, but we're all going there. So you know what, we're not different.
We're all special. I think that's a perfect place to close.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
I will come again. Hi, my name's Diahanne Rhiney. I enjoyed my interview with Success Talks, and the reason why it's important is all what I talked about. It's a digital form of sending the elevator back down. So I hope you found this useful.